All right. We are alive. Hopefully it stays for more than 10 minutes this time. My signal should be good. The door is open. The signal looks good enough. So we shall see what the heck happens. I'm going to keep an eye on this signal, but I've got 3 bars. I should be good to go. Nobody else is allowed to even go near their internet, the phones. Everybody's phones are up. I did some tests earlier today and saw a few problems that we're having. So, all right, we got the Avalanche. We got the Avalanche tonight, and this is the big one. This is the big one because being 3-0, you know, how long is that run going to last? Number one, and the Avalanche can score some goals, and Bobrovsky's got to come up big tonight. Hey Vincent, hey bud, how you doing? Appreciate you coming out, man. So yeah, this is going to be a hell of a challenge for Bobrovsky. Challenge. Listen to that. Yeah, Vincent, I saw that earlier on. They had the line. Somebody had put out the lines where Thornton. It looked like he was going to play, but you know, I give up with Q trying to predict what the lines are going to be because even last year I would go by what George and Jameson would say before the game, and I'd do my pregame, and then by the time the game started, it had changed and everything. Hey, bud, how you doing? I'm good, man. I'm good. Tim, good to see you. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Jumbo's out, so that's but Lomberg's not in, so we got Lusterinen. I'm gonna have to find a way to say his name. I have to pause every time I have to say his name. It's very it's a different because I was calling him Lusterinen for so long. So it's gonna take me a while to get used to that name, man. You're going to the game. Awesome. Sweet. Good. Hopefully the place is jumping early. You know what I mean? The 7:00 starts. Prisky was called up. Yeah. Hey, Raven, how you doing, bud? I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that's coming out. So far, so good. For you guys that are here, if I have a problem with the stream, I'm just gonna run downstairs with the damn laptop and do it that way. Do it that way. I should be good. We should be good. We should not have a problem. We shouldn't have had a problem the other nights though. So yeah, Panthers 5-4 tonight, Chris. 5-4. I'm smelling overtime. I'm thinking this will be the game we finally get to overtime. Or did we already have one? Yeah, we already had. Did we already? Yeah, we did. So, or did we? No, we didn't. I can't think right now. But yeah, I'm thinking 5-4 overtime. I think it was the preseason game that went to overtime. That's the one that went to overtime. That's a good point, but whenever Steve comes on the stream, it crashes. Yeah, so we did go to overtime against the Pens. I thought I remembered putting Matthias out there. Yeah, Raven. We'll get to that at the end because that'll take that subject will take over the stream. But with 15 minutes left, we'll talk about that, bud. Geez, what a mess that's going to be. We'll talk about it at the end. Like I said, I could go the full hour on that. So with 15 minutes left, we'll go there, man. Yeah. So we did have the overtime game. You guys are right. I thought I remembered that, but that was last week. I can't remember what I had for breakfast. So me and my memory, I got to find something to take because this last week, although today was my bankruptcy hearing, so I think a lot of that, my memory might have just been pressure. You know what I mean? Raven, make a video on it? Maybe. I mean, if it happens, I will. If it happens, I will. Yeah, certainly. I don't want to make a video on it. I did today. What I was trying to say is I don't want to make a video about it unless it happens. Too much grass? Why cutting the grass? Tim, no, I've actually made it a point to not smoke on game day because if I do, by the time the end of the the post game segment comes, I just kind of looking at the camera, you know. No, it's just been stress. It's just been a lot of stress. Every time there was like 3 or 4 times I thought I was done filling out bankruptcy paperwork, and then the lawyer would contact me and say, "Okay, you got to fill all this crap out." And half of it's stuff they already have. They just need it on different forms and everything like that. So now that that's done and over with, and I can just wait for the paperwork in the mail, that's going to be a big help. Probably not a big crowd because you think the Heat. Oh, the Heat home opener is today. All right, yeah, that'd make sense. That'd make sense, man. Do we think we should give Tippett a chance on the first line? Let me think about that. Right now, no, because of how well Duclair is playing, and I think Tippett's style works so good with Bennett and Huberdeau. Where I want Tippett is I'd like to give him a chance on the power play, the first power play. But what they did, I wanted him to get Reinhardt's minutes on the power play, but they gave it to Hornquist, and that probably was a better move than redesigning the entire thing. Nothing like waffles to reduce the stress. I got pancakes in the fridge. Karen made me pancakes last night, so I've got about a week's worth of pancakes in there. I just grab and go. See, pancakes are better cold. I like pancakes cold. While cold waffles is not the way to go. I think I'm going to go to Waffle House next week with that gift card, though, and do that video. And so that'll be a little bit something. But, yeah, it depends on what you put on the waffles, Frank, or what you wash them down with, right? But no, today was good. I got that done and over with today, the bankruptcy hearing. So now it's just a matter of waiting for the paperwork in the mail. So that's a big load off of me and everything like that, you know. Nutella and a little syrup. Jeez. I haven't had Nutella in a while, man. I haven't had Nutella in a while. Yeah. We get the real maple syrup, like the expensive stuff, not the fake stuff with the sugar and everything. Apparently it's like $17, $18 a bottle. I had no idea. So I'm a little bit more lenient when I use it. You know what I mean? Chris, yeah, you're more nervous for today's matchup than you were against Tampa. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you. Bobrovsky's got to play big tonight. Bobrovsky has got to come out tonight and show, you know, the first couple games were not a fluke, that he's really making that kind of progress. And Colorado's going to be a team that can test it, man. Big game for him tonight. You know what I mean? I got 5-4. I think he's going to let 4 in. I think we win in overtime, you know. Robin, hey, bud, I appreciate that. Yeah, the hearing went well. The hearing actually didn't look like it was going to go so well in the beginning because my lawyer was late because she had another hearing. So the judge actually had to call my lawyer's office and make sure that they were coming or they were going to have to reschedule. So I was getting a little nervous about that because it takes like a month or two to get on the docket. So I was sitting here worried, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to wait. But she came in. It was about a half-hour wait I had. And then, yeah, everything went well. So I just got to wait for the papers in the mail, and then I'm happy. Vincent, yeah, that's what I'm hoping, right? He knows that Knight is absolutely gunning for things. Like I said in the recap, that the more Knight plays like that, the better Bobrovsky's got to play. And it'll be interesting to see because, you know, Colorado, they could score, you know. The Islanders, they're not a big, you know, they're a more defensive type team, right? And Pittsburgh, you know, their big scorers are out. So it'll be interesting to see how he does tonight against a team that, you know, we don't normally play. Colorado has Bobrovsky even played the Avalanche as a Panther. We know we didn't play him last year. So it'd be interesting. So this is going to be a big test for him. McKinnon is making his debut tonight too, right? And they get Landeskog back, right, from the suspension. So, yeah, or no, he isn't. All right. Which one? Yeah, thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. Yeah, you understand, man. Sometimes I could just be standing there out of nowhere, you know, just trying to mind my own business and get hit by a truck, Robin. You see my profile on Twitter now. It's just very, very low. I post my videos. I post Fluffy from the beach and a couple of comments during the game. And the block button has been my friend, man, because I'm just there for the hockey, man. You know what I mean? I'm just there for the hockey. You know that. So, we already did last game, bud. I see what you're saying. I see. So, but he is playing. Colorado is playing their third string goalie. So tell me about that, bud, because I haven't checked up today. I watched George's video about our lineup, but I haven't seen what Colorado's. So who's their third string goalie now? What's going on there? Hey, Diddler, insert name. Diddler, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Let's see. So come playoff time, we can coordinate that trip we're talking about. Yeah, it would have to be down there, Frank. It would have to be down there. With Fluffy's doing good enough, I would have to go down there because I can't go to any of the games. Somebody told me Florida's the only state where you can get into the arenas without the shot. You guys can confirm that for me, but yeah, the hope is playoff time, Frank. Yeah, if I can get away from it, I should be able to do it. I should be able to do it. Fluffy's doing good, man. On that subject, I keep having to stop him from playing to try to play. He's trying to be too rough. He's trying to do exactly how he got hurt because he does this thing where he's jumping side to side trying to play with Ellie. And so as you guys know that are over 40, man, the hips don't work the same way when you jump side to side. Ow, right? I don't feel like sleeping downstairs for another month. Let's see. Their backup is injured, and Kemper's, the starter's not playing. So they are playing their third string. Jeez. Did I see Drieger's on the IR? No. Well, I saw a tweet yesterday that said Drieger's out, but I have not had a chance to keep up with things the way I would like to because I just been so slammed with everything else. Enrique, thanks for coming out. Let's start the sports night strong with the cat stuff. Absolutely, man. We got to keep it rolling. We got to keep it rolling tonight. And another reason why I want this W tonight. This is honest here. You seen how Knight played last game, all right? If Bobrovsky comes out tonight and doesn't play well, they're already going to start with the Knight should be the starter, right? That's already going to start rubbing away, and I'm not interested. I don't want 80 games, 75, 80 games of that. I would rather Bobrovsky play well and worry about the eventual switch over to Knight another time. I'm not interested in a full season of that controversy. So from that point of view, I would like to see Bobrovsky play well tonight. And he could play well and still allow 4 because Colorado's good. All right, let's see, man. Yeah, I know you're here for the hockey. Sometimes you go out. Yeah, no, Robin, hey, look, man. We're all human, right? And that's the thing, Robin. And I know you agree with this. It's like no matter what your point of view is, it's like nobody can say nothing without getting attacked from one side or another. You know what I mean? So everybody's human, and you say something, and the next thing you know, it's just crazy. So I ain't saying nothing about nothing other than hockey. That's the end of that. So their third string goalie is someone from Buffalo. All right. Well, that's interesting. Did they play last night and Kemper's not, or is he hurt? Hey, Roaring Angels, it's $69 time. Hey, Tyrone. All right. So, Enrique, you got the Cats, the Heats. The Ravens are playing. Tonight is your night. Tonight is your night of sports, baby. Good. You're gonna be up. You're gonna be up late. You're gonna be up late, man. Your eyeballs will be fried. Do you have enough monitors to watch it all? That's the question, Enrique. Do you have enough monitors to watch it all? You got one on the game, one on the big, and one on the laptop, and another one on the phone. Is that how you're having to roll? Vincent, yeah, the team exceeded your expectations in the beginning. Yeah, I don't think I was calling 3-0. Stu might have. But yeah, we got to keep it rolling. Absolutely, man. Keep it rolling. Colorado's been so good lately. You honestly favor them winning this game. Yeah, but did you see up above? Apparently they're playing their third string goalie. Now that's got to swing it back in our favor a little bit, right? That to me, that swings it back in our favor, even if we were thinking they were going to lose. With the firepower that we have, That's how I see it. And the Avs a little bit shaky. Well, not the Ravens, but they're 5-1, right? You're watching the Browns fall apart, which is enough, right. Yeah, and so you're saying the Avs are only 1-2? Yeah, look, it's early. Lucas texted me, and he says we're at the top of the power rankings, but the Devils and Sabres are in the power rankings. What is that, the top 10? Right? So, yeah, that's exactly right. Insert Buffalo, right? That can't last. It can't last, right? But, sometimes that'll happen when a team is missing its star player. Everybody else will rally up and play better than they are actually almost capable of playing, at least in the short term. That will happen from time to time. I think that's a little bit what's going on. Look at Pittsburgh. Look at how well they started off, even though they kind of lost to us. Without their star players, sometimes teams will play completely different, right? And kind of overachieve for a little bit. So, all right, let's see, Frank. Why are we surprised we're 3-0? Well, because Frank, I mean, how many years in a row have we? How many times has this franchise? I can't talk. How many times has this franchise made the playoffs 2 years in a row? If you don't count the play-ins, you see what I'm saying? That's why we're surprised, because we're so used to whenever we really have expectations that don't turn out so good. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. I'm getting too far behind. No, not too far behind, right? Robin says we're going undefeated, so I'm going to go with Robin's take. But Frank, yeah, man. I mean, look, I'm not shocked, right? But it's not like I looked at those first 3 games and thought for sure we'd be winning. And we're what do they call that? PTSD, right? Because we're so used to anytime the Panthers have expectations, they don't do so well, man. Enrique, yeah, we're finally getting the respect. Absolutely, man. Sean, let's see. The power rankings mean nothing, especially this year. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think it was just my response to Lucas was that, man, the Panthers usually, if we're mentioned with the Devils and the Sabres, that's not a good thing, All right, I'm gonna go to the bottom of the chat and see what I've missed here, man. You've been so superstitious, listening to the songs and wearing the same clothes every game, right? Yeah, Ryan Lomberg, dude, man, how you doing, buddy? I can't. Why do I keep scratching you, man? Come on, dude, what's going on? So tonight, I can't say his name, Lusterinen. I got it right that time, I think. He's in, and Vetrano starting on the 4th line, and Lomberg is scratched again. They put Marchment down, which is a surprise for me. But I guess Q figures that Hornqvist played so well on the power play that he deserves to play on the 3rd line. Let me see. Yeah. Vincent, what do I think about the PK time? It's an interesting question because George Richards had a video out today. I have not had a chance to watch it where Huberdeau talked about being on the PK, and George said he's taking a lot of pride in that. That's good. My concern is Huberdeau's out there blocking shots on the PK like Achari usually does, and it usually gets Achari all beat up. So my concern is giving Huberdeau that role, and those pucks hurt. They take, it takes a toll on you. That's my concern. He's obviously a great player. He's been killing penalties really well for us, but boy, would I rather that be Ryan Lomberg out there blocking those shots than Huberdeau. That's my take there, is that I'm not a real big fan of Huberdeau out there taking shots off his shins, and guys get hurt that way. So while it's working, I don't like it. That's why I'm thinking about it, man. Chris, you had Panthers PTSD since the Luongo trade. Yeah. Right? I agree with you there. Yeah, Ryan, man, I don't know what's going on, dude. Look, last year I pounded it about Tippett until Q listened to me. Problem is we're winning, which is not obviously a problem, But, I mean, we won the first 2 games with Ryan in. He looked great. So, but it's going to be that way all year round. We've got so much depth that not everybody can play every game, obviously. So we'll just have to see how he can slide back. I tell you this. I said this in my pregame. One stupid penalty from Vetrano. Yeah, I'm reading it now, Panthers fan. I didn't see your comment, but I'm going to read yours because it's almost exactly what I was going to say. Vetrano isn't a fourth-line player. You'd rather have Lomberg there. On the other hand, if a top-6 guy gets hurt, we'd be glad to have him. Yes. What should we do with him? Panthers, here's the thing. We know we're not going to re-sign him because we're not going to spend that kind of money on a guy that is third line and gets his stupid penalties, but is a streaky good scorer when he scores. For a while, I was feeling like let's go ahead and trade him and nut because that's like $4.5–5 million for the salary almost between the two of them to get in a top 4 defenseman. But if Q is going to play Connaughton, I love the pairs that we have with Forsling and Gudas and Montour and Connaughton. I like that setup. So I figure we're just going to keep Vetrano, and I don't think we're going to trade him because he's good depth. He's good depth, like exactly what you said. You know, if something happens where a Tippett gets hurt or if a Hagee gets hurt, Vetrano's a capable player if he doesn't take the stupid penalty. So I think we're going to keep him around. I agree he's not a fourth-line player, and I would rather see Ryan Lomberg there. But it's not like Vetrano was playing bad. It's just the other guys are playing better. So the competition is fierce. So, you know, I think no matter what, there's always going to be a guy that's on the outside that we believe would have, you know, been earning, you know, deserved to be on the ice. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. You know what I mean? Vetrano hasn't impressed me. And hold on, I'm seeing something else. I want to get back to that. Dominic, yo, Fluffy, just hey, buddy. All right, I appreciate you coming out, man. I appreciate you coming out. Louis G. Let's see. We have Huberdeau. We have Bennett. Lundell now. Reinhardt. Who would be the perfect match with Barkov? Yeah, but Barkov and Duclair, I like the lines that we have now. I like the lines that we had last game, and Q has changed them. He flipped around that third and the fourth line a little bit. But absolutely, I like Duke up there. Duke's problem was he wasn't finishing. If he's going to finish like he has this season, he has a goal all 3 games. I know the one was an empty net. But I'm all for him being up on that top line, man. Keep the fire. Keep the pedal to the metal on that line. I love it. And, yeah, so that's what I think about that. Yeah, Sean, I agree with you there. Vetrano's very, very streaky. We already know that. I have no problem with a guy that's streaky, but for Vetrano, the problem is when he's not scoring, he has a tendency to get frustrated and take those stupid offensive zone penalties, which is what makes him not a fourth line player. You know what I mean? We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. We see it. Q is not messing around with anybody. If you have a bad game, you're moving. And I have a feeling Vetrano is going to get 1 game on that fourth line. If he gets a stupid penalty tonight, you'll see Lomberg again next game. All right, you're a certified Vetrano hater. No, man, I don't think anybody hates the dude. I mean, it's the stupid penalties. The penalties are killers, right? Right, I agree with there, Chris. And let's not forget, man. Let's not forget, guys. Danisenko, Heponiemi, Saran Noel. Those guys are coming. All right? Those guys are coming. And that's why guys like Thornton, Vetrano, maybe Achari, I don't know. But at least the first 2, they won't be on the team next year. You know what I mean? I don't see them here next year. Those 2 guys, Danisenko, Heponiemi, Saran Noel is ready. Saran Noel, to me, is ready. There's just no room for him. There's just no room. Hey, Brother Gene, you've been on the phone with Spectrum. You need to run to Walmart to get a longer cable They run the cable box. Oh, all right. All right, man. I'll see you then. All right, bud. So far, so good with the stream. So we're good, man. We're good. All right, let's see what else we got. Yeah, Vincent, he's got 3. All right, Frank, here, let's see. Vincent, but you're right. Duke has 3 in 3 games. It's been 3 games, guys. If he's 10 games in and Huey, Vitrano, Reinhart haven't scored. Yeah, but they already moved them, Frank. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, Reinhart scored, right? Reinhart scored. Vitrano, I'm not worried about his scoring. It's just he has to not take the stupid penalties. And Huberdeau, I have no worries about him scoring. I'm just more concerned about him blocking shots on the PK. To me, because you guys know, I feel Huberdeau is the best player on the team. When everybody's playing at their best, I feel Huberdeau is the best player on the team. And I'm just concerned, just a little bit worried that he's going to take a shot off his shin and a shot off the leg, and that stuff adds up. That stuff adds up, man. That's why Achari's always banged up. Yeah, the Panthers team is stacked, Ryan. You're part of that, though, buddy. You're going to get back in the lineup. God damn it, we got to get you back in the lineup. Yeah, Vincent, that's a good point, man. Reinhart and Lundell have great chemistry. You saw it. You saw it. As soon as he went down, okay, now we don't know exactly. Could that be a little bit of, playing against lesser competition? I didn't see who was matching who, but if they're matching lines, that might add something to do with it. But it definitely looked like, instant chemistry with Lundell. And the way Lundell is playing, and you got Hornquist up there. I mean, I got a fly that's trying to get in my mouth. It's not a typical NHL third line. It's a good line. And it paid dividends immediately. So, yeah, I have no – but, of course, last game was with Marchment. And when Stu finds out that Marchment got moved down, I wonder when Stu's going to find that out. Probably – I haven't heard from him today. He's not here today. So, because he was very, very happy. He was in the review we did. He kept praising Marchment being on the third. I bet you he won't praise him again. Stu's getting my disease, where if you praise a guy, he does bad or coach moves him. Oh, you taking me? Okay, Gene. All right, I got you. Yeah, Lundell looked like the real deal, man. Lundell looked like the real deal. There you go, Daniel. There's a question for you, Ryan. Tyler, hey, thanks for coming out, bud. Yeah, I guess it's been a week, right? We've only, it feels like, is there anybody else that feels like the season should be more than 3 games already? I guess that's because I've been doing so many videos and I did the development camp and everything. It feels like it's been more than 3 games. Oh, Hornquist, you don't see Hornquist on this team after this season either. Here's the thing I'll say about that, Vincent. I brought that up to George, Randy, and Billy, all 3 of them. And all 3 of them look like I had 2 heads. The guys love Hornquist and what he brings inside the locker room. So I will defer to those guys' judgment, because when I talked about maybe Achari and Vitrano and those guys, they were like, yeah, that could happen. But when I talked about Hornquist not being here, it was a big fat no. So I would not look for – I know his cap hit. I get that. But I have a feeling he's so loved in that locker room that he's not going anywhere. Enrique, yeah, man. I agree with you there. Absolutely. Chris, Waffles. All right. So everybody give Chris a big thanks, because next week, courtesy of him, I'm taking Kyle. We're going to Waffle House. We're going to do a video there. So whatever fun comes of that, y'all can thank Chris for that. I wanted to wait to do it till the season was going and after the bankruptcy hearing was done, so I could really be relaxed. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Thanks, bud. My brother sent me a package. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm going to do a opening it up for the intro. So I'll do a live unboxing of that. Tyler, I hope you're right there. He needs to get off the schneid a little bit. He needs to get off. Not that he's playing bad. It'd be good to see him get one. Good to see Ekblad get one too. Lewis, you feel the Panthers play like a playoff team, but it's frustrating to see much of the penalty. Yeah. Look, Lewis, we talked. Stu and I talked to Billy about that, and his feeling was, and this is pretty much common. Every offseason, the NHL gets together and they say we want to crack down on these certain things. The beginning of the season, the first couple of weeks, the referees call stuff that they never really would call. There's two reasons for that. Number one, because they're getting graded by the NHL and the NHL is watching them. And number two, they kind of want to give the players some time and say, hey, look, you guys got to adjust your game. Like the cross-check that got called against Connaughton the other night. Now, in years previous, that wouldn't have been a penalty, but it is now. So as guys adjust their game to do that less, the referees will back off a little bit. Chris, he's playing on third line tonight. I hear what you're saying, but hey, look, look. What I'll say about Hornqvist and that 5.3 is look at how different the power play looked with him than without him. As soon as they swapped Hornqvist out for Reinhart, the power play looked a hell of a lot better. And the cap is what it is right now. If Connaughton, if the defense plays the way it's playing now, when Connaughton can stay solid down there, we don't need anything. So the cap for this year, it doesn't matter. We're loaded. We're as stacked as we could get. There's no room for anybody. So as far as this year is concerned, it looks like Q wants him back on that third line. They moved Marchment down. That was a little bit of a surprise. That says to me, I don't think that fourth line is going to get a whole lot of minutes tonight. That's my guess. My guess would be at the end of this game, we're going to look, and it's going to be really top-heavy for the top three lines. I would not be surprised to see that fourth line get less than 10 minutes. Maybe you only get like 7 or 8 minutes. Hey, Ryan, I agree. You better get back in. Jack Olson, that's a new name for the channel. I appreciate you coming out to the channel. Yeah, man, we got to do it. We got to show we can beat the Avalanche when the Stanley Cup Finals come. You know what I mean? Ryan, yeah, McKinnon's playing today. Somebody, I think it was Bud mentioned up above that he's playing. Sean, what kind of topic does anyone know what the Gudas contract situation is? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't have my glasses, but let me check that real quick. I got time here. Let me see. Gudas's contract. We signed him to a 3-year deal. When was this? In 2020. So he's got a 3-year deal that started last season, 2.5 a season. His cap hit is 2.5, which is only a little bit more than Nutavara. So that's actually a pretty good deal for him. Now that I see, I should have remembered that. But hey, KI, all right, buddy. I appreciate you coming out, man. I appreciate you coming out. All right, let's see. Yeah, I answered that, Sean. 3 and 2.5. He signed it last year. Reinhart hasn't scored. Wait, he got 2 assists last game? That's right. I just dropped Monster on myself. That's a big dummy. All right. I'm going to go to the bottom here because I missed a lot, guys, so I'm going to the bottom. Ryan, man, I'm going to pound it every game, but we keep winning. It's tough, man. We need somebody to play. That's the thing I said in the recap, right? Nobody's playing bad, so it's not like you can say, all right, you're out and Ryan's in. Somebody's got to have a bad game, and we win. So I don't know how you're going to have to trip somebody at practice, bro, to get back in. Chris, actually, that's not accurate. I watched George Richards' video today, and apparently what the Panthers appealed to the league, and apparently there was actually 1 second left on the power play and when Montour scored, so they actually changed that to a power play goal. Not that, we're still 1 for 10, so, it doesn't make us great. But technically, yeah, they actually changed that. They changed it to a power play goal. Panthers fan, do I think Huey scores tonight? Well, somebody up above called Weegs. I would hope Huberdeau needs to get a goal. Huberdeau needs to get a goal to shut me up about him being on the PK, right? That'll shut me up. I wanna see him start scoring so that I can not be so worried that he's getting too dinged up on the power on the PK there, man. He's blocking shots. I'm not happy about that. I mean, I realize we gotta have Achari, make up for Achari's minutes, and I get it, right? Huberdeau wants to win. So I love the attitude. He's like, screw it. Send me out there. I'll do it myself. I love it. Absolutely. But the day he's like, we're missing Huberdeau for a week because he took a shot in a soft spot there where there's no padding, I'm going to be apoplectic, man. Dominic, yeah, I see what you're saying there. You know what it is, Dominic? I hear what you're saying. I kind of touched on this. Oh, there's my glasses. I was wondering. I said I didn't have my glasses. They're here the whole time. Normally, you got that fourth line, and they just grind it out every night, right? Our fourth line has kind of become the island of misfit toys, where the top three lines are so good. If you have a bad game, you get sent down. It's almost like getting sent down to the minors. So we're not having the same. We don't have that identity line on the fourth line like a lot of teams have. I think that's the kind of the feeling that you're missing, where a lot of teams will send their fourth line out there to kind of get things moving and gin up some energy. And we don't really have that. We just have guys that aren't playing well enough to be in the top three. So I think that's what you're sensing. Yeah, also, okay, Priskey's taking warm-ups, but George thinks he's just out there as a precaution. Yeah, Connaughton, man. I knew I liked that guy for a reason. He should have played last year. I'm still pissed off about that. When we went 7D and he didn't play Connaughton, and that was game 2. It was when Bennett got suspended. I'm still pissed off about that because I think it blew us. I think it blew the series. Frank, did I also? No, I hear what you're saying, but Barkov's been doing it, right? So Barkov's been doing it, and he's not a big shot blocker at all. I mean, he's out there on the PK, but he's not really out there blocking shots. Not that I've seen Huberdeau. The positioning, Huberdeau's putting himself in harm's way, where Barkov, I haven't seen him do it as much. But you're right. I get what you're saying. I'm just not used to Huberdeau doing it, you know. And plus, Huberdeau is better than Barkov anyway. So what are we talking about? Vincent, now Marchman's back on the third line. You see what I'm saying? These guys, I give up on Q on the line. I mean, poor George made a video saying Marchman's on the fourth line and Hornquist is on the third. So he's getting a taste of the medicine I got last year, where I would do the pregame and I'd come back to start editing the video 10 minutes before the game, and all lines have changed and everything I just said was stupid. So, yeah. I give up, man. I give up. I think Q does it to troll the media guys on purpose, actually. You know what I mean? All right, Sean, I appreciate it, bud. I appreciate that. Yeah, man. Huberty with a goal and assist. I'll take that. He's mostly out there to win the draws. Yeah, Barkov's mostly out there on the PK to win the draws. That's a good point, Ryan. Well, yeah, Panthers, that's the point. That's the point Stu made, was to leave that line the way it is. I think Q just does it. I genuinely think Q is just having fun with the media guys, because it used to happen to me all last year, and poor George is busting his ass, doing everything he can. He's doing post-game and pre-game and all this, and he does a video today after the practice to tell everybody the lines, and Q changes it. I feel his pain, man. I feel it, man. All right, Robin, I appreciate it. Long and hard week. Hey, man, 2 points. We got a long season, Robin. Get your rest. We got a long season. We're going to be here in June, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate you coming out, man. Let's see. We need a Duclair, Barkov, Lomberg line. Yeah, why not? Hey, if Marchman can play in the top line, Ryan Lomberg can play in the top line. Absolutely, man. Frank, you don't like Hornquist on the fourth line. I know. Look, Hornquist, Stu said it right. Hornquist is the power play specialist like Hoffman was. Obviously, it's a different role, but you put him on the fourth line, that fourth line's going to get 7 minutes, 8 minutes. It's not going to get a lot of minutes tonight, I don't think. And then he's on the power play. You know, when Achari went out, we knew we were going to have a revolving door. You know, we knew we were going to have a revolving door, that fourth line. The thing of it is the fact that Lundell is playing so well and doing well in the face, that lessens my concerns about the fourth line. Because the fourth line, you really want them to be taking the minutes away from the top two lines. But the third line is playing so well, and Lundell can take those face-offs, that it lessens the need for that fourth line to take too many minutes. So I'm not as concerned as I would be, because Lundell, man, the kid is the real deal. Anthony Mazzano, hey, buddy, I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate it, man. We're doing good. We're doing good. And now Tim's got a different third line. You know what? I don't even think Q knows what's going to happen. I don't think the players know. I think Q is messing with everybody. I think when he calls out the third line for the first time in the night, the guys don't even know who it's going to be until Q says it. I give up trying to figure it out, man. Chris, you're saying 5.3 for a power play specialist. Well, see, I got to disagree with you, Chris. Yandel was a huge liability, okay? Yandel was a huge liability coupled with what he brought to the power play. Hornquist is not. Let's also not forget, Chris, let's not forget, he got us out of the Matheson contract. You have to look at it that way, too. He got us out of that Matheson contract. And if we get rid of him, what are we going to do with the power play? Let's say we didn't have Hornquist, right? The only option then is to do what I suggested, which is to redesign the entire power play like Tampa's, so you're getting, you know, Tippett as one-timer. I've not, you guys know, I've not been like somebody to like be a huge Hornquist fan, and I agree that his cap hit is a bunch. But look at the team we have, and we're able to pay him, and so I don't think it hurts us. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. Anthony says, when was the last time in NHL history where I've seen this team this deep on four lines? Dude, I agree. I agree. Yeah. 100%, I agree with that. And we could make 2 fourth lines and still be that deep, right? If Achari is healthy, you could still look at it and have a fourth line with Thornton, Achari, and Lomberg, and you wouldn't have room for somebody, Vetrano, Hornquist, Marchment. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we've got like 5. We could make it 5 deep. Oh, Richards told you, Tim? Okay, I appreciate that. Of course, well, that's what Richards said earlier. Then somebody else said it was different now. So we'll see how it pans out. I trust George. I do trust George. I don't trust Q. I don't trust him for a second. You know, I think he's sneaky. All right, let's see. LeBron, hey, buddy, I appreciate you coming out, man. I appreciate you coming out. Let's see, Vincent. You want to know if he made a deal with Thornton, if he's going to play a certain – I'm sure he knows he's not going to play. I mean, he obviously knew he wasn't going to play every game. What did he play? 3, and then he's off 1. So what would that be? That would have him playing about 60 games. Maybe he's got like between 50 and 60 is the number there. Maybe they're going to be matchup based. I'm sure that number increased once Achari went down. That's the other thing. They may be thinking get Jumbo into the mix a lot more now. And then when Achari comes back, he may sit more as the playoffs come closer. I haven't heard when Achari is going to come back. But you guys know my assumption was after the Olympic break, that long break that we have that I want nothing to do with, but we're going to get it. Panthers fan. Hornquist has shown multiple times he can score big goals last year. That's the type of player to clutch in the playoffs. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Raven, yes. Yes. Hey, Hot Take Hockey. Give me a second on that, Raven. Hot Take, I appreciate you coming out, bud. I appreciate you coming out, man. Yeah. Hot Take, are you live streaming the game tonight? Even I'd watch that, and I can't watch. Well, I can watch at the same time. But yeah, you guys, if you ever want somebody who's going to live stream the games, Hot Take Hockey does a great job, man. He does a great job. Yeah, I don't know how my voice won't keep up with it, man. You hear my voice now; it gets too raspy, so I wouldn't be able to speak by the end, man. All right, so Raven. Oh, you're doing Habs and Canes tonight. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You probably do better with the Montreal games with the Canadian fans and everything. You know, the Canadian fans don't like me, bro. Every Montreal Canadian video I ever did has at least 2 thumbs down. They don't like me so much. All right, so Vincent, you're saying Jameson is saying Marchment is on the 3rd line. Okay. All right. Then we're good. Stu will be happy. I can't text him because I have to turn off my phone for the Wi-Fi. Cotton Tiemi is returning. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's actually a good storyline. I forgot about that. I haven't been able to pay attention the way I want to, but I had my bankruptcy hearing today. So that is behind me. And now I can focus on things a little bit more. You know what I mean? The amount of paperwork I had to do for that was just ridiculous, man. Yeah. Hey, Raven, I know we're not getting to what you wanted to talk about a whole lot. I'll make a video about it. Just for you because you came out and I kind of didn't want to mention it too much on the stream and everything. So just for you, Raven, tomorrow, regardless if it goes down or not, I'll make a video. All right, bud? How's that sound? Because you're a good supporter. I appreciate you coming out all the time. I don't want you to feel like I pushed that aside too much. So we'll do that tomorrow. Besides, I like to make videos where I get in trouble. You know what I mean? And I'm sure no matter what I say, I get in trouble with that. So, yeah, about Watson. I'll do a video about that tomorrow. I think I'd be better served doing it that way. Yeah. All right, let's see. Anthony, have you ever seen a case in the NHL where the team just signed a veteran player for leadership and he's on the bench most of the season? Oh, that's a good question. That's actually a really good question. You know, George was talking about, was it George? It was either George or Willie. We were talking about with Yager. And because I was talking about with Joe, it was George. And I asked him to compare the two speed-wise and everything. And what George says was they didn't expect that from Yager at all. They were getting a guy that thought he'd be good veteran leadership, didn't know really where he was going to play. He had been playing 4th-line minutes. And all of a sudden he comes in and he's with Barkov and Huberdeau, and he found the fountain of youth, as we all saw. But that's a good question in terms of a vet player just for the leadership and put him on the bench. I not for me personally, no. Because hockey, your roster is so tight, you know what I mean? Where with basketball, you know, you've got your 5, 6, 7 guys, and after that, you know, you can stash a guy that doesn't really play all that much, and he's still in your active roster, you know, or at least it used to be that way. There's a good one for you there. Lucic, I can't say his name. Milan on the Flames. I know how to say their names, and then when I say it live and I say it in the videos, I butcher it. So we'll just call him ML. Yeah, Lucic. I can't say it. But yeah, that's a good one. That's a good point. Land of the Fee. That is a new name. I appreciate that, man. You excited about the game, but the Avs are the same. Yeah, I agree, man. Lou Cheech. Thank you, Raven. Then I can say it. Yeah, it's going to be a good game, Land of the Free. I'm 5-4 Panthers in overtime. That's what I got. Peyton, they should have kept Wenberg and put him on wing instead of Vetrano. I mean, Wenberg got way more than Vetrano, right? Wenberg, didn't he? Let me look at that, Peyton. We've got a minute here. Let me see that. Wenberg got paid. I remember seeing his contract. It's in my search bar. So he got an average cap hit of 4.5. There's no way. In my book anyway, there's no way Wenberg's worth 4.5. Not to me anyway. So yeah, I remember seeing that during the summer and going, whoa, man. But to each their own, man. To each their own. Here comes Kyle. Kyle's coming out. He was sleeping like a zombie. What do we got? We got about 5 minutes here. I'm gonna go from the bottom up here, guys. HE Sports, appreciate you coming out, man. All right, buddy. You're predicting 4-2 Panthers plus the Heater playing tonight. Yep, I had a couple people saying that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, Chris, I see that. A lot of people on YouTube are predicting this is going to be the Stanley Cup matchups. So, yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. But I thought the Islanders. Look, I picked the Islanders to win the Cup. You know what I mean? I picked the Islanders to win the Cup. Oh, that's a good question. Huberdeau to get 600 points. I did. I did say that he was going to get 100 points this year, right? I did say that he's going to get 100. So, could he get a full? How many would he have? He'd have to get another 100, I guess, right? You know what I mean? He'd have to get another 100. Yeah, I think it could be done. They're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit. I don't know about with him on the PK, whether or not he could do it or not. But yeah, I think it could be done. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't put my money on it. We're too spread out evenly. You know what I mean? We're too spread out evenly. So I'm not so sure that. And with him on the PK, it could be close. He'd get it next year, obviously. He'd get it next year. All right, what else did I miss? Here? Give me a second, guys. I got to take care of one thing here. Right. So, okay, there's something that popped up. I had to. All right, so, Fluffy, as a hockey fan, am I surprised? Wait, he's Ottawa. Tkachuk is. Did I miss something? Are we talking the same? Brady Tkachuk, captain of Senators, right? Right? Let me see. Yeah. What are you talking about, Keith? Let's see. Brady Tkachuk is. You talking about Matthew? Now you're confusing me. You're making me feel old. You all know my brain don't work so well. Here's Brady Tkachuk on Twitter. There he is. I should follow him, right? So, all right. So the point is, no, I'm not really surprised because I don't think that actually happened. I'll let you guys correct me or not. I'll let you guys. Yeah, no, man. Y'all are trying to confuse an old man. And with that note, there's 5 minutes to the game, so I got to go. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, look, we made it through the stream without problem. Let me check my signal. Let me make y'all. Somebody was, I think. All right. Yeah, I got my 2 bars. So we made it all the way through, man. We made it all the way through. One more question, Fluffy. All right, Ryan, what do you got? It's because Steve wasn't. I'm going to let you guys know. You guys say that. What was the question, Ryan? You're going to try to throw me? Oh, McDonald's or Wendy's? I haven't eaten fast food in over 10 years, but no doubt Wendy's. Absolutely no doubt Wendy's. Absolutely 100%. I would definitely do Wendy's. 5 minutes to puck. I hope Kyle is downstairs getting the direct TV set up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We made it. This is the first stream this year. We haven't had a friggin' problem, so I'm stoked about that. All right, guys. I appreciate it. No problem, Ryan. Look, it's not because I don't like it. It's because it don't like me. That's it. All right, guys. I will see you guys after the game. Appreciate it.